Hi, this is Anna Contribura from English for IT. If you clicked on this video, it means that you would like to learn some emailing shortcuts that will help you write faster and better emails. So today, I would like to share with you some cliche phrases that are going to help you make your emails more structured and easy to read. Let's start from the first one, and the first one to share is I hope you're doing well. A lot of people ask me if they can use how are you phrase in their emails. However, you see, how are you is not really a phrase for your business email or for writing. It's more for conversational English. If you're writing a business email, you would like to use the phrase I hope you're doing well. So this is like a small talk in an email. So after you say hi or hello, let's say hi Anna or hello Anna, the next up is I hope you're doing well. You see, you don't have to use I hope you're doing well all the time. You can use alternatives. For example, I hope your weekend was great if you're writing on a Monday, for example, or you can say I hope this message finds you well if you want to be more neutral in your message. The second phrase I would like to teach you is a phrase with regard to. With regard to is used when you want to refer to something that has already been discussed earlier. For example, it can be a thing or a person actually. So you can say with regard to your previous email, so you're basically referencing the email that you received earlier. So the phrase with regard to. Phrase number 3, very often your emails contain attachments. So how do you talk about attachments? Again, there are some cliche phrases so that you need to memorize and you don't need to worry about thinking of making a new sentence. For example, you can say attached is the file that so on and so forth. Or you can say that please find the document attached. Or you can say the document is attached in this email. Sometimes people ask me if they can use the word enclosed because attached and enclosed are quite similar. However, not exactly. You will use the word attached or attachment, right, if it's a noun, when you are talking about digital letters. Emails, right? But if we're talking about real letters, I mean paper letters, mail, right? You're going to be using the word enclosed, which means the same thing as attached, but in real life. All right, moving on to number 4. And number 4, I would like, of course, to draw your careful attention to how to ask questions. Sometimes when you need to ask questions, you are a little bit hesitant because you don't want to be super aggressive asking a question. For example, you don't want to say, did you do that, for example, or did you send me that report, or did you send me that document we talked about at the meeting? So this type of questions may seem a little bit too aggressive and too direct. So people don't want to use direct questions in business because it shows that you are a little bit impatient, sometimes even rude, and you definitely don't want to have this between you and your client, for example. In this case, there are cliche phrases that can help us rephrase our direct questions and make them more indirect. Because remember, business English is all about being more indirect. One of the ways how to make your direct questions more indirect is using the phrase, I was wondering if. For example, I was wondering if you had a chance to send that document we talked about. Or I was wondering if we can meet later than agreed, for example. So I was wondering if, and then you say who was going to do what, is going to be more proper for business correspondence, for business emailing. Another interesting thing, guys, so some of you may have a question, can I say I am wondering? Why should I say I was wondering? I bet you didn't know that past tenses are the tenses that you want to use, are the forms, right? Past tenses or past forms of the verbs are the forms that you want to use in business English. So again, in one of my other videos, I will tell you more about this, but already, if you want to sound more professional, more businesslike, more polite, use past forms. Instead of saying I am wondering, say I was wondering, and you're already going to sound more professional. Another thing that I just said, you already gonna sound more professional. Don't say gonna in business English, say full forms, going to. I am going to sound more professional, for example. Yeah, that's another thing. Do not use those forms in emails. Gonna, wanna, gotta, let me. Those forms are great, but they're only great for conversational English. When you talk about writing, don't use those forms, bad English. Very often when you write an email, you want to ask for help. You're asking for assistance. Our next phrase is, I would appreciate it if. So very often you write emails and you're seeking assistance. How can you ask for help? This is exactly the phrase that you want to use when asking for help. I would appreciate it if you could send me this report as soon as possible. Or, I would appreciate it if you could clarify this for me. Again, instead of saying, can you help? You just use cliche phrase, I would appreciate it if, and then say what you want the other person to do for you. And again, you're going to be in line with the business correspondence context. We have only 2 phrases to go. One of them is, let me know. When you finish an email, you typically finish with a call to action phrase. Let me know is actually the call to action phrase that you may need here. Let me know can be used to instruct the recipients on the next steps, like what you want them to do, or you ask them what needs to be done, or you're asking for a certain time frame of the actions to be completed in the near future. So using let me know. Very often when writing multiple emails a day, you don't want to write the whole phrase let me know as it is. Instead, you want to use acronym LMK, let me know. So whenever you see the acronym LMK, you should know that it means let me know. Finally, our favorite phrase, looking forward to. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I'm looking forward to speaking with you, etc. So this phrase is very common. A lot of people know it, and and a lot of people know that this phrase is used to close emails. Right? So this is like a cliche phrase that always comes at the end of the email. However, despite the fact that many people know about this phrase, a lot of people are still making mistakes, grammar mistakes. Looking forward to is used with ing ending after to. So for example, I'm looking forward to speaking with you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. So to here is not an infinitive, it's just a preposition. And you know that there are a lot of prepositions that can be followed by verbs with ing forms after them. So this is one of the cases. So please remember to use ing form if you use the verb after looking forward to. And this brings me to the end of the email. This brings you to the end of your email. Now there you go. You have 7 cliche phrases that you can start using when you write your next email. But if you feel that you need more practice with your email writing, or making presentations in English, or communicating with clients in English, I would like to welcome you to our English for IT Managers course that is soon to start. So just sign up clicking on the link below.